last week we already do the rendering, okay, in the rhinoceros, okay, using the Vray. So usually, like after we done the rendering, okay, so usually what I did is I saved it as a bitmap, okay. Why I save a bitmap? Because okay, one thing, okay, bitmap have a more, a dense picture, okay, than a JPEG, okay. So when you zoom in, okay, the picture will become less pixelated rather than a JPEG. So this is the projector, okay, example of the projector that we did last week. But this one is a straight away picture, okay, which is not edited yet. Okay, so I will show you, okay, how we are going to edit the picture, okay, this one, for example, this one, okay, to make it more realistic, okay, in using the Photoshop, right? So first of all, okay, I will drag this one example of this okay, picture here, okay. So it's a bitmap, okay, and then I will drag it into the Photoshop. Okay, we just open it. All right, there you are. So we are talking about how to edit the picture, how to make it more realistic. Okay, so this is already realistic enough. Okay, but it's a bitmap. Okay, so usually what I did is, okay, I will go to the image first. Okay, and then I will adjust the brightness and the contrast a little bit. Okay, brightness and contrast. So let's say that maybe you want to present out the brightness, okay, or maybe you want to make it the less contrast. So okay, how to make it, just want to make the picture better, right? And then you click OK, right? Okay, so after that, okay, after you've done that, okay, the secret, it's not a trick, the trick tip is, okay, to open this filter. Okay, so if we zoom in, okay, uh, the image is not really crisp, or we can say that the picture is not really uh, that sharp. Okay, so what you're going to do is going to the filter, okay, and then select this sharpen, okay, filter sharpen, and then select this unsharp mask. Alright, okay, so you just click on it. As you can see, okay, you can adjust the amount, okay, the sharpness, okay. Maybe you cannot see it in the but actually it's making the picture better. And the radius, okay, usually like depends, okay, if usually I didn't make it more than 1, okay, sometimes just like maybe 1.0, okay, 1 point, and then adjust the amount a little bit, okay, and then click OK. Now the picture is much more sharper than before. Okay, so if you can look at the history, okay, before and after. Okay, this is before, this is after we did the sharpen mask. So you can see that the texture is more okay, much better, okay, and the overall picture is way better. Okay, after that, okay, you can just save as. Okay, the before the project, before this is the bitmap. Now you can save it as JPEG. Okay, so for example, projector, just save it as a projector 14, then save. Okay, all right. So let's see back, okay, to the picture. Okay, so this is before and this is after. Okay, maybe it's not quite significant, but actually you can see the different quality of the picture that we already edited in Photoshop, right? Okay, so let's take a look at another example. Okay, like this one is just like a very simple, maybe just a simple product. So let's try to find another okay, example. Okay, for example, this one. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this one is a very raw image. Okay, after done the rendering. Okay, let me show you. Okay, maybe we can adjust a little bit. Okay, for example, Okay, so sorry, okay, the picture is because the picture is too big, it's going to take some time to load. Right, this one, okay, this one, yeah, okay. So this one is actually okay, also a raw picture, okay, already done in the V-Ray. Okay, so right now it's just like a very okay. This have black background, but you zoom in. Okay, so it have like a few details that not really seen. Okay, so the thing is, okay, as usual, okay, you can adjust the image, adjustment, brightness contrast. Okay, before this, okay, we can use the brightness contrast. Okay, to adjust the amount of the quality of the picture, okay, of the color, okay, or okay, you can also use this one, yeah, okay, it's known as the shadow and highlights. Okay, so usually like when you open this, okay, it will just show this, but usually for me, okay, to adjust, I will show more options. Okay, so we have this amount and everything. Okay, so we are going to can adjust the brightness and everything. Also we can adjust the radius. Okay, how to make it look much better. Then amount, of course, yeah. Okay, so usually what I did is I just adjust the shadows area, this one, and the radius. Okay, so when you adjust the radius, okay, you have more quality, okay, on the picture, okay, especially the reflection of the object. So I just adjust it like this, and then I click OK. Alright, so after that, okay, maybe you want to add a little bit of maybe some colors. Okay, so you can also use this adjustment. Okay, and then you can use this hue saturation, right? Maybe also, okay, maybe you want to, this one is for the saturation. Okay, so you can saturate, and maybe you want to adjust the hue. Okay, it's just for the color. Okay, so I just want to make this background a little bit bluish or something like that. Okay, so this is also the way you can adjust the picture also, yeah? Okay, so actually when you drag it, okay, you can just uh, change the color and everything. Okay, all right, then click OK. All right, so after that, okay, you can add, okay. Well, usually for me, I if you want to make like the surround, okay, more realistic, okay, much more better, I usually use the brush tool. Okay, this one, brush tool. Okay, and then I change to black color. Okay, and then adjust the size of the brush. So just make it bigger like this. I select this, and then the opacity, okay, from 100 I just make it like a 20, and the flow maybe like this. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, okay, at the edges over here, okay, just put some red color on the edges here. Okay, so to make the picture have more dramatic. Okay, like this. Right, done. Okay, after you've done that, then you can use the filter and the sharpen and sharp mask. Okay, so you can see the difference, yeah. Okay, before and after. Okay, we put the unsharp mask. Okay, you can see the picture is much sharper and more have this very real quality. Okay, more realistic. Okay, so okay, so when we that apply the unsharp mask, okay, you can see all the details. Okay, much more details. Okay, you can see everything is very sharp and of course more realistic. Okay, so this is how, okay, usually I did. Okay, because usually like after we do the renderings, okay, I always did these steps, okay, to make the photo look much more realistic. All right, so let's see that before and after. Okay, so this is before we apply the the lighting and everything, and then the unsharp mask. and then this is the after. So you can see the difference. Okay, okay, we do the post process after we did the rendering. Okay, before and after. Right, so after that you can just save as, and you can save as a JPEG, and you can just name it and everything, right? Okay, so let's see another example, especially like for interior. Okay, so let's find that like one of the project that I did. Okay, the rendering. Okay, so let's say that we get some example of. Okay, so this is the interior. Okay, try to find a good examples. This one. Okay, so the bitmap. Okay, often that when we do the rendering, okay, for the interior, okay, usually the picture become a little bit of dark. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, you should always can adjust the touch up. Okay, touch up the rendering. Okay, using the Photoshop. Just two examples. Bitmap. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, so I just drag it. So this one is actually like a interior. Okay, interior design. Okay, for the toilet that I did, okay, using the Vray. Okay, the same method. I apply the materials and everything. Okay, so if you can look at this, okay, it's just like okay, it's already there, but it's need a little bit of touch up that to make it look more sharp, the picture. Okay, so as you can do is always you can adjust the brightness. Okay, maybe you need to adjust the brightness a little bit. Okay, and then the contrast. Okay, a little bit. Okay, just have just like like going to highlight the material and everything. Okay, so usually for the interior I just using the uh, okay, brightness contrast, and then okay, I just what I'm going to do is okay, always use the unsharp mask. Okay, the sharpen and the unsharp mask. Okay, so you can adjust okay the sharpness of the level of the sharpness. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, because the pitch is smaller, so I'm going to use like maybe 0.5 or 0.6, and then I'm just going to okay rest the amounts. Okay, and then there you go. All right, so this is how you use okay to do the interior, how to make it the interior better also. Okay, so let's say that usually like you have some light source like this. Okay, so what you can do is okay, instead of like you setting the material that's going to have a light something like this. Okay, so you can also use the brush tool. Okay, to make the uh, okay the source of the lighting here like this. Okay, so using the brush. Okay, adjust the size. Okay, like this. Okay, the opacity. Okay, maybe a little bit, and then change the color to white. Okay, so what I'm going to do is okay, I just going to click on the brush like this, so it looks like it's illuminating. Okay, you just click on it. Okay, so adjust the brush accordingly, the size, and then you just click on it. Okay, this is a usually trick that I use because usually like when you have this kind of lighting, okay, you add the lighting in the V-Ray, okay, it's going to take some time to render, especially when you have to finish up early. So you just apply the white, okay, the brush on the lighting, so it just looks like it's okay, illuminating, right? Okay, there you go. So this is before, and this is after we do the touch up, so you can see the difference. Okay, so usually like this is what I did. Okay, after I done the rendering, so you have the clearer picture and have a realistic picture. Okay, before and after, before and after. Okay, so all right, after that you can save as. Okay, and then you can save as a JPEG according to the name that you want to save it. Okay, all right, so yes, okay, for example like this one. Okay, let's say that you already rendered, but this one, okay, the picture is just too dark. Okay, the picture is just too dark. So let's zoom a little bit. Okay, so what you can do is, okay, you can do the brightness. You can adjust the brightness like that, and then adjust the contrast also, and then click OK. And then the same thing, okay, you can use the filter, use the sharpen, and then apply the unsharp mask. Okay, but this one is already done. Okay, just to sharp. Okay, just click OK. There you go. Right. So they said they want to crop. Also, you can crop. Okay, maybe like for example, this is like some area that you want to hide. Okay, you just can crop the picture. Okay, using the crop. Okay, this one, and then you just can draw, okay, the part that you want to crop. Okay, press enter, and then you can save it as JPEG. Okay, alright, then you can save. Alright, there you go. So this is how I always do. Okay, the tips that I always do, especially after you've done the rendering. Okay, using the Vray, and how to make the picture and the picture look better, especially when you want to do like the presentation. Okay, to present to the client, or especially you want to do it for your final project or something like that. All right. Okay, so for today, okay, I just want to share with you about how we are going to uh, okay, use the Photoshop to make the rendering, okay, look much better. All right.